Good evening. Welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. I should have scheduled this one a little bit earlier so that more people would have been on the live, but it is what it is. We'll get this video out and we'll get people talking in the comments section. Right. Celtic on Friday, as we know. Would have been on the live. Celtic on Friday are asking for that to be the deadline. 5 o'clock Friday. That's the deadline to get your season tickets bought. At this moment, Celtic has an interim chairman at Celtic Football Club. The chairman is the chief executive, the head of the board of directors, responsible for the overall long-term direction, financial stability, high-level strategy of the business. The man that leads the line, the man that has the vision of where the club is going to go in the future, the type of manager that we want, the type of business that they want, the one that signs off the financial targets of the company for the next year. Celtic have an interim chief executive. An interim chief executive isn't someone whose key responsibilities would be financial oversight, hiring and firing of key personnel, first team manager, governance, compliance, strategic vision, all these buzzwords that go around in that circle, KPIs and all that nonsense. We're a ship afloat without a captain. That is the business. That is the business of Celtic Football Club at the moment. When you look at the structure of Celtic Football Club, and this is coming straight from the company website, the club. We'll call it the club. We're not getting into club and company shite. That's what a Deadco once did. The board of directors. The board of directors has a legal financial responsibility for the affairs of the company. The board delegates day-to-day operations responsibilities to the executive directors, the chief executive officer, Michael Nicholson, and the chief financial officer, Christopher Mackay. The board as a whole monitors the company performance against budgets, rolling on a 5-year business plan. Wow. Wow. Woohoo. A 5-year business plan. Someone better tell Celtic to update their website. We do not have a 5-year plan. I'm truly shocked at that these are the type of articles that they put out as just, you know, it's to settle the stock market type of thing, as well as making specific key decisions, the company's business, risk management, setting blah, blah, blah. Who are the board members? More to the point. Michael Nicholson has been on the board since September 2021. Michael Nicholson was appointed the Chief Executive Officer on the 23rd of December 2021. Joining the board, acting as Chief Executive Officer and specialised in sports law, and including 11 years as a partner, is Harper McLeod. LLP. Michael Nicholson joined Celtic in 2013 as company secretary and head of legal. Hey, that's fucking fun and games, isn't it? It's before being promoted to director of legal football affairs in 2019. The name's not down. You're not getting in. If you want to speak to me, you need to pay to speak to me. Typical lawyer, isn't it? He previously served as a counsel of a member of the Law Society in Scotland. And currently is an arbitrator in the Court of Arbitration for Sport. He's a member of the Legal Advisory Panel, and he's also European Club Association non-director executive director and Scottish Professional Football League, and serves various committees and working groups within Scottish football authorities. Christopher Mackay, appointed to the board in 2016. Yes. Chris was appointed Chief Financial Officer on the 23rd of December 2021, having joined the board in 2016. Mr. Mackay spent he's nothing. Mr. Mackay spent 18 years professional services, most recently a senior position with the global consultancy firm Deloitte, in which he left the company. He qualified as a chartered accountant with the accounting mob. That's big mob. That's like big money laundering shit companies, isn't it? Yeah, they look after real dodgy folk, don't they? It's a joke before you try and sue me. I don't care, I'm in Spain. Do what you want. He qualified as a chartered accountant in 2000, spent the last 15 years as financial advisory area. He has extensive corporate financial advisory experience in many industries across the UK and international markets, and a current member of the European Club Association Finance Working Group and SPFL Audit Committee. Wait a minute. If you're a part of the audit committee, why are you not being auditing Rangers? Because their accounts have been shit for years, you absolute. Do you know what I mean? Losing 10 million here, 20 million there, 40 million last year. Yeah. Non-executive director is Brian Wilson, who's the interim chairman. Yes, the chairman, the man who makes the decisions on the direction of the club. Makes the decisions on the supposedly, we all know that Dermot Desmond run the show. Anyway, Brian Wilson, sit down for this one. I'm going to highlight it, and you may not like it. You may not like it one bit whatsoever. I've just clicked onto that wrong page, and I'm going to close the page down. Brian Wilson, interim chairman, appointed to the board in 2005, June 2005, appointed as interim chairman in January 2026. Brian Wilson is interim. Get into them, or don't tell them anything. Don't get into them. Chairman of Celtic PLC, following the resignation of Peter Lawwell on the 31st of December 2025. The former parliamentary member of Parliament, Mr. Wilson, also held several ministerial posts during his political career. Don't involve politics in football. Let's hire a politician. 2011, he was named as UK Global Director of the Year. What? By the Institute of Directors. Wee bit backslapping stuff one there, and a wee luncheon, a little bevy, and a bit black tie, and a bit suit, and usually fully Masonic. The orange bastards. Just saying. Been to many of them. Never liked them. Not at that level, obviously. More sort of Chamber of Commerce stuff than like on a more local level, but even that's even worse because that's right full of the dirty orange bastards. He's an experienced journalist and a privy councillor to the UK government. Oh, you can't make it up, can you? Told you to sit down. I told you, you won't enjoy this. He's a visiting professor at the University of Strathclyde. He chairs Harris Tweed Hebrides Limited. He's currently the chair of Harris Tweed Hebrides Limited, and he's a director of Shetland Space Centre Limited. I knew he was a rocket. Oh, you're a rocket. Oh, you. See, you're a rocket. I knew it. Brian is also an audit and risk, a member of the Audit and Risk Committee and Remuneration Committee. Well, wait a minute. So he decides how much everyone's getting paid at Celtic. And if he doesn't like it, he says, nah, fuck that shit. It's not worth it. Sharon Brown, non-executive director, also been at the club since 2016. She was appointed the chair of the Audit Committee How's that working out, Shazza? How's that working out for you? Yeah. Shazza is currently a non-executive director for the Bill Guilford Japan Trust PLC. She's awfully busy, this woman, isn't she? It's no wonder she's a secretary. Doby's. She's the company secretary of Doby's Garden Centres PLC. So she's in bed with whoever owns the company. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. And there you go. Boycott Doby's Garden Centres. There we go. Her previous appointment was director of Fidelity Special Values and McCall's Retail Group PLC. Well, that went down well. Wait a minute, because McCall's all went bust, didn't they? I used to have the cleaning contract for McCall's in a lot of the shops in Fife back in the day. Floor cleaning contract. They all went tits up. Sure, they all went tits up. A lot of them did. Anyway, Dermot fuck him, Desmond. Dermot fuck him, Dermot fuck them all, Desmond. Dermot Desmond is the founding member of international investment and underwriting, you see, private equity company based in Dublin. He has investments in a variety of startup established businesses worldwide in the areas of financial services, technology, education, information system, leisure, aviation, health, sport, including Celtic PLC. He also promoted the establishment of Financial Services Centre Dublin in 1986. Today more than 500 companies trade from Dermot Desmond. Dermot is a member of the nomination committee and audit risk committee. Does nothing. Does nothing. Brian Rose, appointed in July 2023. This is an interesting one because this is probably the only guy on the board that you never hear about, but he's the only guy on the board that is doing a job for Celtic. This is the guy that would have brought you the app, the Celtic app. This is the guy that would have brought in the strategy for putting all Celtic media through the app. Brian Rose gets a pass mark from me, I've got to say. Brian was director of Apple Services in London and worked in the entertainment and content industry for over 2 decades, including roles in market-leading music firm companies. Throughout his time, Brian had been at the forefront in development of the digital content strategies, leading to improved customer experiences, growth for right holders and creators at Apple. I think from my perspective, I think that he is the only one that does get pass marks for what he's doing for the club and trying to take it to the next level. Company secretary is Joanne McNairn. Joanne was promoted to the company secretary on the 1st of July 2024. She'd been at the club for over 20 years. During this time, Joanne managed brand protection compliance functions across the club and will continue to undertake a role of data protection officer. And she's the secretary for Celtic Pools and the Celtic FC Foundation. She represents Celtic on various working groups, including the European Club Association, Brand Protection Task Force, and UK Football DPO Forum. So it's her cronies that come on the likes of YouTube and say, are they showing any of your stuff? One little bit of your video and we've got them. But you can use their audio all day long. You've got to know how to play YouTube, Joanne, and that's why I got away with it, and that's why anybody gets away with it, really. So that is, out of all of them, the company secretary, this is just somebody that just writes everything up. Brian Rose is the only one that I would say is making an impact. Big up Joanne, sounds like a grafter. Total grafter. Wouldn't I like to get the wrong side there, eh, Alison? It's like you're using our website. Let's just screw them. That'd be the typical Celtic thing to do. But anyway, getting back to the top men that run the club, the chief executive officer, yeah, Michael Nicholson, missing in action. Christopher Mackay. You wouldn't expect to hear from Christopher Mackay because Christopher Mackay was promoted into a job that was he was basically just an accountant for Celtic. He took over the job, the chief financial officer and the chief executive was basically one role at Celtic under Peter Lawwell. For many years, those positions were under the control of Peter Lawwell. But it was when Peter Lawwell was leaving the club, remember that? When he was retiring, when he was stepping down from the club, in the club, he's on a bottle of bird in the club. He was the job was split between two people for reasons only known to Celtic, and as you would expect, nothing was really kicked out. So, what does the CEO really do? Nicholson. He's meant to manage off field business operations, financial strategies, organisation, infrastructure, reporting to the board of directors. So telling that all departments are running well, and we're losing a bit of money in merchandise. Just tell you, it's how much? About 20 million, maybe. 20 million down in merchandising. Nicholson, you're fired. 2 days from now, Celtic will ask Celtic fans to part with a load of money and buy a season ticket. Again, we are without knowledge of who is going to be the manager next year, next season. One of the most important, if not the most important decision that will be made at the club has to be made as soon as possible. Whether it is Martin O'Neill. But there's one thing for sure. There's one bit of information that will make Celtic fans absolutely cringe. The board as a whole monitors the company performance against budgets and a rolling 5-year business plan. I don't know what 5-year business plan they're sticking to, but the 5-year business plan cannot be going to plan, because last year, this financial year, we're going to be more than £40 million. I would suggest maybe even £50 million down on the previous year. That's not good for a club of Celtic's size to have a yo-yo income like that. As any business, you would like to have a steady income. You would like to know that your income is going to be pretty steady, and the juicy parts would come, the bonuses would come from developing players and selling them on. Celtic know that they can squeeze as much money out of the fans and try and persuade fans to take out season tickets with the threat that there's thousands waiting on a waiting list. The true numbers will never be revealed by Celtic if there is a waiting list at all. And if there is a waiting list, we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's an unbelievable situation that Celtic find themselves in, and us as fans are being left to just wonder what the hell is going on. Anyway, only a quick one tonight. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. The 5 year plan. Yeah, it is. It is a little bit of bullshit. Is that I didn't expect it to be quiet tonight because there's football on and there's all the other stuff. So, aren't they better known about football, mate? You would like them to have running a business is all about figures. You know, it's the business side of it doesn't necessarily need to come from a football background. I still think that the best man that we could have ever had in the top job at Celtic was chased out of Celtic because he wasn't a yes man to Dermot Desmond. He wasn't going to be a yes man to Dermot Desmond. They wanted to run the business. He wanted full control, as a top man should, as the chief executive officer, the CEO, as the chairman. Those should be the two people that run the business. Unfortunately, at Celtic Football Club, it's not. Everything has to go through Dermot Desmond, a man with he's not even the owner, and we need to stop calling him the owner. We need to stop that nonsense. We got the club to stop saying Old Firm. We need to now get the club to stop calling Dermot Desmond the owner, because he's not. They'll probably say, we call him the majority shareholder. Anyway, right, tell me your thoughts on that. It's all going to pot. In the summer, I can see Callum leaving. You're talking about Callum McGregor. I renewed my boys today. £679 spent. God knows what's going on too, but it's sentimental to let the seat go. Yeah, I get that, mate, and I totally get it. Totally get it. My brother's had a seat for 10, 15 years now, besides where I had my seats, and he never goes to games. The seats are full every year, but he's never been to the games. Sound of Silence, yes, it is that. I'm on the waiting list. I've been on it for a few years now. What channel's the football on? No idea. I just know that it's on tonight. Good evening, Stephen. I don't think Stephen's in the house tonight, but I'm sure if he watches this back, he'll see. And don't know. I don't expect the fans. It's funny, so lot of community. I don't expect fans with so much money, so lot of communication. Don't renew season tickets, don't buy merchandise, don't buy food, just get the best manager ever and the best players available, whatever it costs. Makes sense. Okay, Thomas. We're not asking people not to. I'm not asking people not to renew season tickets. I know that everyone will renew their season ticket. What I'm doing is I'm calling out the board. But anyway, it's all about opinions, isn't it? Right, that is me done and dusted for this evening. With Celtic news wise, there is the odd bit of information about people that we are being linked with, potential opponents for the Champions League. That'll be a big one for people to talk about. As it stands in the football rankings, let's get this one up. It's always good when they do this. Football rankings on Twitter. If you if you're not on that media platform, or refuse to call it X, projected 2026 Champions League playoff based on the predicted final league standings. Left projected to be seeded, right projected to be unseeded. Complete qualifying projections with the percent chances and seedings in our link in bio. So let's get this picture up. The 2026-27 Champions League qualifiers. Celtic seeded, and it's good to see that Zagreb are seeded, and yep, Unseeded, we could get Swedish team, Norwegian team, Denmark. We're going to get Denmark. We always go to Denmark. Cyprus. Fenerbahce. Bodo Glint are seeded. There we go. It's got the points underneath. Bodo Glint on 64. Celtic are on 44.000. So that looks like the road to the Champions League. I'm not even going to even think about it, because it would just depress us if you think about the game that we may have in the Champions League. There's a lot to be decided before we start getting excited or disappointed with the teams that we could play, possibly. There's so much to be sorted out before we even contemplate the club even coming back for pre-season. Sriracha better be signed. I'm not joking. Sriracha doesn't look like he's going to be signed. I'm expecting a worse summer than last. Then Martin O'Neill will truly see what we need to do. James, you're on the same wavelength as me. Anyway, the president board are acting very similar to how the Kellys ran the club, and we had to get rid of them. Yes, I know. But you ain't getting rid of this lot, because they're all yes men to Dermot Desmond. Have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are. Thank you to the small amount that have been on the video this evening. It is earlier than normal, but there is football and stuff, and I did say that I didn't want to interrupt people that were going to be watching the football tonight. Catch you in the morning.